Okay, so that's a lie, but I did get a new microphone. It's a massive quality improvement of the channel. Hope it addresses some of the sound issues that were expressed in previous videos. I gotta figure out how to hold this thing. Might just like, you know what I mean? You know? Or I guess the alternative is we just like switch to like an ASMR channel on some like, hey guys, welcome back to DM Denver's Delicious Delectable Dice ASMR. On today's episode, D6s. 1d6. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. It's me, it's DM Denver. I'm here to hopefully help make your tabletop dice rolling games just a little bit better. A lot has happened in between the last video and this one, especially with like OGL stuff that's been going on online. I've been stalking it because I've been sick, haven't really been able to interject, and also didn't really have that much to say. A lot of resources out there to kind of get caught up as to what's going on, what's been published, what's been moving around and stuff like that. Definitely watch those if you haven't. Get yourself abreast on it because it definitely affects a lot of content creators and people who make stuff for the game, and in my opinion make the game kind of what it is as it exists today. That's all I could really add. This week's video is all about Homebrew, using Homebrew, making mistakes with Homebrew, the implications that come with Homebrew. And this video really started because I'm working on my second campaign setting. I think it was Matt Colville said, like, if you're gonna make a Homebrew setting, make sure you're saying something about fantasy as a genre. So that's been very active in my mind. And I definitely have some change I want to make. But that's not easy. There's all these rules and all these specific interactions, and it's like you tweak one thing, and then you like play 5 or 6 sessions, and then you notice, oh wait, that makes that entire like other thing obsolete. You want to avoid it. So, like any good dungeon master or D&D player, I was absentmindedly scrolling the D&D wiki when I had other stuff I probably should have been doing, and I came across this, which is this Homebrew class. It's a full, like, straight up class, and as I was reading into it, I started to notice that it really worked with what the point I was trying to get across with this video about like where I think the lines for Homebrew should be. If this video happens to get to the person that made this class, absolutely nothing against you. Really cool idea. I don't think I'd allow it at my table, but hopefully I can explain why, explain some of the changes I would make to it, and, you know, discourse can go from there. So the class is called the Flame Dancer. It's on the D&D wiki. I'll link to it below. There's a lot going on. The first section of this video is that if you're going to add Homebrew to your game, really make sure that there's nothing in the game already that does what you're trying to do, because the odds of the version that's already doing what you're trying to do being balanced versus what you could come up with being balanced, I would definitely take the out of the book one first. There are some notable exceptions to this, but even still, officially published material generally going to be a safer bet that works within the math of the game than what you find online. And the first mistake that I think I see a lot of people make with Homebrew is they lean on it a little too heavily, you know? Like, my friend, we were playing, it was one of the few times I've been a player in the game, and one of my normal players who was going to be with me at the table on the other side of the screen was talking to me about character concepts, and he really wasn't, he wanted to do like a pirate thing, you know, pirate theme kind of deal, and my mind instantly goes to swashbuckler rogue, or, you know, reflavor a fighter, or I mean, you have a lot of options. You could just be a triton, put some like aquatic themes on like a druid, you know, pirate all day. Monk comes to mind too, Way the Drunken Master, flavor it like a pirate, a lot of things you could do. But he really wanted this Corsair class. I think it's on the D&D wiki too. I think it's medium degree popularity. He just did not want to do anything with the published material. And to me, that's odd. Gabe, I love you, buddy. It was kind of weird, the like stint that you went through with the had to be Homebrew, had to be Homebrew, had to be Homebrew. And I think one of the reasons for that is that people kind of hone in and they get a very specific idea for what they want out of their character, and the relationship between mechanical backing for that idea and the flavor backing for that idea, there's kind of misalignment. People really want ironed out mechanics for the thematics that they want out of their character as it exists in their head. The Corsair classes that he found, as fun as it may have been, and like maybe balanced, maybe not, I don't know. My point is that it was not needed. A lot of people think that they have maybe played a few different characters and then they've pretty much approached the limit of what can be made in the game. And so then they start looking for Homebrew to facilitate these, what they think is out of the game options, right? And I'm here to tell you that's not the case. And I think the Flame Dancer really showcases that. So let's take a look at it right here. So Flame Dancer, a Dragonborn, has got some flavor text right here. Dragonborn faces off against a pack of wolves. Suddenly, he is wreathed in flames and starts dancing. As he dances, flame flies out of his arms. It's not long before they are all dead. Then we get, okay, cool. That was badass. Then we get an elf is at a party dancing to some music when some thugs burst in, only to see the elf burst into flame. Before long, they are running in fear. With this, we get the direction that the author was kind of going for. They want that kind of like fire starter, kind of that like, what was his name from The Boys? The fire dude, you know, that kind of like impulsive, hard to control, like those sort of motifs that often come with a fire character. Standard stuff. And I'm here to tell you right now, those thematics just already outlined right there, just the flavor of it. You could do a sorcerer, you know. It's right there. You could do a cleric and just flavor the cleric spells as being like out of their control. Wild magic sorcerer, and you ask the DM if you could like over flavor the wild magic surge table with a bunch of fire. Let's look at the mechanics, I guess, because maybe what they have in mind isn't quite being hit on the head with that kind of stuff. We'll get a little more flavor text here. I'm gonna go ahead and skip over that. You can go to the link in the description, click on it, read it yourself. So quick build. What does it take to make this fire dancer, this flame dancer class? First, dexterity should be your highest ability score, followed by charisma. Dex is already a really good stat. Second, choose the entertainer background. Third, choose the whip, daggers, entertainer's pack. Lastly, choose the Dance of the Black Flame dancing style. Okay, they're taking us already in a different angle than what was clearly outlined in the flavor text, where there's like an entertainment aspect to this. They want their fire dancer to be equal parts fire and dance. My mind goes to bard. Is there no way we could do this with a valor bard or a sword bard and change up some of the flavor? I don't know. Looking again at the mechanics, we got, okay, D8 hit dice, pretty good. 8 plus con mod, yeah, standard. Okay, proficiencies. No armor proficiencies, interesting. Just all simple weapons and all martial weapons, interesting. Okay, so we're really leaning into that like rogue bard kind of area right now. It seems to really want to exist at the intersection of those two. How do they fight? Let's find out. First mechanic we get from this class is this dancing, which happens as a bonus action or for free when you roll. I guess that means there's no limit to it, so you can just dance any number of times that you want. Oh, at later levels, starting at third, you gain an additional 10 feet of movement speed when dancing. Okay. Unarmored defense, so because they don't have any armor proficiencies, so this makes sense. At first level, while you're wearing no armor and not wearing a shield, AC equals 10, Dex, Charisma. I already have some thoughts on this, we'll keep reading. Dancing style. At first level, you choose a dancing style, choose between the options. All are detailed at the end of class description. Your choice grants you features. Okay, cool. Spell casting, interesting. Table, so they are a half caster. What list do they pull off of? Sorcerer spell list. Okay, they are a half sorcerer, rogue, bardy kind of area. This whole fire thing you could definitely do with just a sorcerer. Ask your DM, pick an ancient red dragon as your draconic ancestry. You know, you're gonna deal extra damage with your fire spells, yada yada yada. Meta magic comes in, that kind of thing. Yeah, let's just look at like the actual features for the first couple levels. Unarmored defense, there's a bonus action ability. Unarmored movement from the other thing, so 40-foot movement speed, bonus action ability, unarmored defense. The bonus action ability does stuff for you as a character. Damage dealer, magic. You've made a barbarian. Look at the first couple levels of barbarian. It's the same sort of template, right? It just, you've swapped out strength and con for dex and charisma. Wild magic barbarian? That's out of Tasha's. You could totally do that. Just ask your DM if all this stuff could be flame flavored, you know what I mean? Overall summary of this, I guess this isn't really like a class summary video, or like a D&D homebrew review video, but inconsistent in its powering. Some of that stuff sounds way too strong, some of that stuff sounds kind of useless, you know what I mean? But also unnecessary. You could make this in the game already. Bring me my second point, which is to appreciate the flavor and the mechanics. Let's do a little thought experiment, right? I'm a philosophy student. Let's run through this. You want to make a physician in Dungeons and Dragons. You want your character's occupation to be a doctor. How would you do it? We'll do a little do 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 do. Now, I bet some of you went to cleric first, right? Because healing magic, maybe like, you know, way to define that. No, I don't want a cleric. I want a doctor. Makes a splint and that kind of thing. How'd you do it? I'll tell you how I would do it. Rogue. I'm serious. First level rogue, expertise in medicine, and their sneak attacks that they do come from their knowledge of anatomy and how they would like try and find like the pinpoint spot to attack something. That's why they get the sneak attack. Hell, you could even do assassin rogue. Poison, the third level poison ability. They get you know, poisoner kit. Yeah, of course a doctor would know how to mess somebody up, right? And with that expertise in medicine, if you had a medicine kit, you would have a big bonus to stabilizing creatures, literally like a battlefield medic at the end of a fight. Somebody's bleeding out, you don't got a cleric. Like, I feel like a lot of people wouldn't originally go there. And there's a trap from all that I just laid out where people go, oh, there's not a doctor in D&D, I'm gonna make a doctor class. In fact, let's look it up. And there it is, D&D wiki. Doctor. Hit point, D8, con, renal rush, like what is it? Profession. Okay, so you choose like a specialty, medical training, experimentation, doctor's prescription. I mean, this could all work. I'm not about to say that the work that somebody did to make this homebrew class is for naught, right? And definitely my rogue example wouldn't scratch the exact itches that this outlines, but I think it's worth considering first. A lot of people skip over seeing what they can move around in the game to add stuff like this, and then you get into a whole conversation where, oh, my DM doesn't allow homebrew ever, and yada yada yada. And really what I'm trying to say is, like, there's a lot in the game. There's a lot of hidden stuff that you can pick out between the lines if you just really familiarize yourself with the mechanics. Definitely worth doing. And then on that note too, DMs, when it comes time to talk to a player about some potential homebrew options that they might want to add to your game, please feel vindicated to say no. It's actually funny because I run a homebrew campaign, which is to say that I made up the entire setting. When it comes to like homebrew, like magic items and classes and stuff, I actually think I'm pretty far on the cautious side of things. Bad DM maybe, I don't know. DM Denver is anti-homebrew. You cannot be creative at my table. I hate you. So with that, hopefully this ends up being a shorter video. I feel like I say that all the time and then edit it out because it's always a longer video. Super thankful for the support. I want to try getting content out to you guys more regularly. Definitely maybe shorten the videos down and make a couple more of them, maybe 2 a week. I don't know what's feasible. Also, there's a very real chance that this video is the one that breaks 100 subs. So I'm going to respond to last week's question. And then I'm going to ask this week's question, and it's a special one. So if you made it this far in the video, stick around just a little bit longer, because I really want to include as many subscribers as possible for the 100 subscriber special. So in the description of the last video I made, I forgot to include it in the video. I'm not going to do that this time. I wrote, what do you think is a good player habit for TTRPGs? I was talking about Gabe's use of the Courtier class, so I'll read off his response for this week. He said, I think the best player habit is note-taking, even though he's not the best at it. It definitely keeps everything better in order and takes a lot of weight off the DM. Absolutely. 1000%. There are some times where I have to come up with something on the spot, or I have to, kind of tweak my plans and that kind of thing. And if multiple people at the table have an account of it, helps jog my memory later down the line. If I didn't make the note that I switched something up, keeps the consistency. And also, it's such a great way to respect the Dungeon Master's time. Having the phone off to the side and just really just like as intensive or not that you want to take it. I get a lot of satisfaction when I list out the name of a place. Everyone at the table instantly goes to pens, just to keep that pens, pencils, that kind of thing, to keep it in their book. It shows me that they care, right? Really great, really sick. I'm more than happy to repeat myself a couple times if somebody didn't hear it because they were taking notes. They were talking, they were on their phone, doing something on like a computer or something like that. That can get kind of annoying. So definitely, if you want to be fidgety at a D&D table, and you want to be respectful for the DM and their time and stuff like that, and you want the DM to love you and be your Dungeon Master's favorite player, and you want tips for being a better player in D&D, you could check out this video right here, but also you could take notes. That was a master segue. How does he do it? And so with that, this week's question. You're going to ask me the questions. I am DM Denver. I'm a 6 years Dungeon Master. I've played 5th edition. I've played a little bit of 2nd edition. A lot of different board games and stuff like that. I've consumed a lot of media for Dungeons and Dragons. I've watched Critical Role. I've seen the animated series. I've played at game stores. I've played in a variety of different campaigns. Ask me questions. And the next video I'm going to make on this channel hopefully will be after 100 subscribers. I can celebrate 100 subscribers with you guys and answer some of these questions, have a fun time, that kind of thing. So be sure to share this video around. I'm really trying to break the 100 sub mark. I've done really well in the last couple of videos thanks to your guys' constant support, but it was kind of embarrassing to list out the 100 subscriber question video and then and then not break 100 subscribers. So yeah. I hope the audio sounds a lot better. This microphone was definitely a big quality improvement for the channel. I'm super excited to be able to use it in future projects that I want to be working on. So if you're not subscribed, be sure to do so. One more time, I'm DM Denver, hopefully making your TTRPGs just a little bit better. I wear the elf hat, yada yada yada. Thanks for watching, guys. And now, since I don't know how to properly edit a YouTube video, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make a just a super epic stealth check. 17.